Today's topic is change your mindset, change your world. And it's so important to really understand the importance of having a very solid, grounded, strong mindset. Now, before I really go and delve deep into this world of the mindset, let me just try and look at the world that we are present in. We essentially live in two worlds. There is this whole tangible and the physical world, the world that you can see, that you are able to touch, you can physically sense. That's the world that we occupy. And then there is this whole intangible mental world, which we are able to comprehend, we are able to perceive, we are able to think, and we are able to feel. And both this world in our minds coexist, and therefore we and as you see across various people, you see a shared human experience across these two worlds. Now, you wouldn't argue with me if I were to say that the physical world is fact based. You know, lion and the tigers are wild animals. The laws of physics, you wouldn't argue, right? If I were to say that fires burn, water is wet, you wouldn't disagree with me. Rocks are hard, you wouldn't disagree with me. The table in front of me is made of wood, you wouldn't disagree with me. That's essentially the physical world. That's practice related, that's what you've seen, you believe, and no one would argue against it. However, the mental world is not such. It is opinion based and agreement based. The whole notion of concepts, our ideas that emanate in our brain are often based on our own mental constructs, our own beliefs, and how we perceive the world around us. Myths, the concept of money. There's no tangibility to it. The whole idea of money, career, so to speak. He's having a great career, he's not having such a great career. I mean, very relative terms, and what essentially does that career really mean? Right? It's very subjective. The constructs that we have around us, the mental constructs, and this is the entangled world that we live in. And this world is based on beliefs. Now, yeah, so what changes when you look across these two worlds? It's our emotions which decide on how we see the world around us. And emotions, for a fact, are real. And I'll try and demonstrate this, through this example. Now, just think about your thoughts. There are, so many thoughts that tend to play in your mind through the day. And if you're thinking about the same thoughts over and over again, and then you get into that habit loop of the same thought, you're not going to make a very different decision. Your decision is almost tied to your thoughts. And therefore, when you make the decision, which happens almost involuntarily, you would be making that action. You would be taking that action, which would result into a certain outcome. So what essentially I'm saying is, there is a thought, there are those decisions, then there is an action, the result, and then the outcome. And this then becomes a vicious cycle where you are no longer in control of the outcomes which you feel. But if you were to just do a little bit of a reverse engineering, you would see it's tied to your thought which plays in your mind. And that reality becomes your personal reality, which is nothing but your personality. And that's how you come across to the world around you. Now, then the question is, how would you change that world? What would take you to change that world? All that it takes is to focus across these three dimensions. The first one is to get into that physical state, a state which demonstrates power, control, with its subtleties, and the ability to go out there and then conquer the world. It's just getting into the physical state, and you'd have to control various aspects of the physical state: the way you come across, the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, the way you speak. That's all related to your physical mastery. Right? But it all starts with how you sit, how you stand. Now that creates a certain sense of faith and certainty within you. So that it all starts with first your physical mastery. The second one, which is very important, is your focus. Where are you really focusing on? If you're focusing on the wrong things, you invariably would be doing the wrong things. It's very simple. So the moment you're focused on what you really want, your entire identity shift starts happening. You're now changing the physical mastery into an identity shift, and now you're bringing your focus to the end goal, to that objective, and it wouldn't matter to you how you're going to get there, because you would find a way of getting there. So now your focus is what then starts creating that emotion. So the tied to that focus is your emotion, which then tries and pushes you forward. And the third one is your action, your ability to consistently demonstrate that with the right physical mastery, with the right focus and emotion, you are taking the necessary actions. You're not no longer suffering from an imposter syndrome. You're no longer in, procrastinating about what you want to do. You're now pushing yourself and you're taking that action, even if that's small action, on a daily basis. And you'll start seeing a massive shift within you. So it all starts with your physical mastery, or you're changing your state of mind, your body, and then focusing on the right thing and taking those necessary set of actions. Now what does that do? It changes your mindset. Now you are in a positive mental world, the world that I was talking about. That frame of reference changes for you, and what happens is you are in a state of bliss and happiness. As you get to that state of happiness and bliss, you are bound to make those healthy choices. And if you're making those healthy choices, invariably that would lead to a successful outcome. So you are now creating a happiness bliss loop, which is in that state of happiness, you're making those healthy choices, you're taking those successful right decisions, and you're getting to the desired outcome. And this is the positive mental world that you create. Now, if you really loved what I spoke about and you want to share this with your friends, your colleague, your peers, or anyone that you know and which needs this advice, please feel free to do it. And I thank you so much for listening in and imbibing this whole notion of changing your mindset is all about changing the world around you. Thank you.